So our next panelist, please welcome her, Miss Tiffany Hendra, fashion and lifestyle expert.
I really wasn't sure I was Asian enough to be here today. I have to be honest. When Tammy invited me, I had this like knee-jerk reaction that I felt when I was a kid, because I'm sure there are many of you out there that are also multi-ethnic, and you know, I'm so honored to be here today. But I wanted to be honest. I really didn't know that if I could add value today, but I hope I do. I am 1/4 Japanese, a mixture of Czechoslovakian, English, Chickasaw, and Cherokee. So I had this blonde hair growing up, and I got this question all the time. It was really jarring. I got it just a few weeks ago from a girlfriend at lunch. I still get this question, and it's like, with the raised eyebrow, "What are you?" And I'm like, well, the last time I checked, I'm a girl. I'm a daughter, sister, wife, Texan. And honestly, when I was a little kid, I thought of myself, my ethnicity, as really being Texan. I wasn't raised in the traditional Asian culture. And so this really set me on the path of feeling like I didn't fit in. People were really confused by my blonde hair and almond eyes, and which was strange because I grew up in a predominantly African-American, Hispanic neighborhood. So I was really colorblind as a child. I thought we were all like a Benetton ad. You know? And also because I come from a legacy of Groundbreakers. These are not people that you have heard of. They're not famous. They are just hardworking, salt-of-the-earth people, and that's my family. And I have to start with my grandmothers. Oops, missed that one. My grandmother came over to raise her family, left her whole family back in Japan. I know that many of you can relate to that and experience that, but I can't imagine leaving your entire family to raise 3 kids and try to fit into the American culture, and especially the Texas culture. She wore Wranglers and cowboy boots, and she wanted to be Texan, and so none of us speak Japanese, which is unfortunate, but I just thought that she was just so courageous and brave for paving her own way and giving her new family this opportunity in America. And then my mom's mother is the daughter of Czechoslovakian immigrants who passed away very early, so she was raised in an orphanage. And this was a woman who was larger than life. She was a big woman in every way. She was a little too loud, a little too opinionated. I'm sure I got that from her. And she never played the victim. Neither of these women ever played the victim, regardless of how hard or difficult or lonely their life was. And they just inspired me so much. And then my parents, who influenced me to this day. My dad was the only Asian in his little town outside of Houston, Texas. And my mom was this tall, glamazon Czechoslovakian who had the guts enough to fall in love with my dad. And back then, it was a little scandalous for her. She was ridiculed. Her own mother didn't even support their relationship. And I really admire my mom for following her heart, regardless of what anyone said. I try to live by that philosophy today, and I'm just so grateful they instilled that in me. And they really, because I wasn't raised in the typical Asian culture, where a lot of people are told where to go to school. Your parents may choose your career path for you. My parents always said, go where you want to go, be what you want to be, and do what you want to do. And so I really tried that. The first Elle magazine that I ever picked up when I think I was 12 or 13, I was like, I have to be in the fashion industry somehow, some way. And I wasn't tall enough or thin enough to be a model. The Japanese agents told me I wasn't fair complected enough. You know, I was too olive, but I didn't listen to him. I knew that this would be my ticket out of that small town. And ended up in LA, where I worked for about 16 years in the television industry. And it was great because that was the university of life for me. And quickly found out that this shortcoming that I thought was a shortcoming, I thought was a weakness to have this kind of Texas twang mixed with these exotic looks. Well, casting directors loved it. They were like, Tiffany from Texas, we remember her. And it quickly became my greatest strength in Hollywood. So I learned to embrace my unique differences and you know, I worked a lot, it was great, but I didn't have that sense of fulfillment. And got to the point where I said, you know what, I did some soul searching, and I said, you know, I want to live a more purpose-driven life. So how can I do that and work in front of the television camera and inspire people? And so I have created a blog and YouTube channel called Sanctuary of Style. We cover everything from whatever will make a woman feel more confident. I know what it's like to have low self-esteem. So I just want to get up every day with that sense of purpose, and I ask God, hey, what can I do for you today? How can I be of service to women? How can I enrich their lives? And that's what drives me. Building a YouTube channel is not easy. I know everyone wants to do it today. I wanted to give up a lot, but knowing that there were women out there that needed what I had to give them, whether it was a tip, a word of encouragement. So that's what fuels me today. I'm still going. There's still a lot of work to do. But that's the thing when Tier said earlier, you know, that thing that gets you excited in the morning to jump out of bed with that fire in your belly. My husband shares the same passion as I do. We do a lot of work in Africa with our friend Sam Childers. If you saw the movie Machine Gun Preacher, he builds orphanages and schools in East Africa. And so if I can just encourage you today, like if you have gifts that are lying dormant, that need to be ignited, what I thought was this huge shortcoming most of my life ended up being a great strength for me. So dig deep, look at those things that the world needs what you have to give. Our ethnicity, our twang, our experiences, all combined work together for an amazing, amazing purpose that each of us have that is completely unique, and the world needs it. And I just want to leave you with 3 P's that I live by. They're very simple but powerful. Be positive, patient, and persistent. And, you know, patience and persistence will often clash, but they do. I'm not the most patient parent. When God was handing that out, I kind of skipped that line. But whatever your dream is today, just never give up. Thank you.
Isn't she wonderful? Beautiful inside and out. So inspired by her.